Welcome to the BETMOORSPORTS Podcast. We're coming at you live from Norfolk, Virginia. I'm your host, Avery Fuller, sitting here with my co-host, Stephen Troutman Bay, a.k.a.
The Guru.
It's the Guru in the house, and guess what? It's also the Guru's birthday. And you know what that means. In our house, when your birthday come, you do a YOLO. If you don't know what a YOLO is, let me show you. Switch to me. This is a YOLO. This is what the Guru should be devouring during our podcast, in case you didn't know. So with that said, let's get this party started live and direct, cause it's the man's birthday. I mean, what you want me to do? Straight up. So let's jump into the sports game before we get to the YOLO game, because you already know what the YOLO game do. Changes everything up on you real quick. We're gonna start with NBA. So let's get this NBA party started. NBA playoffs is live and it's going strong. It's been probably one of the more interesting playoffs on my end, especially since the Brooklyn Nets got swept in the first round. What you think of that, Guru?
I really don't know what to think. Honestly, I didn't see it coming. I can't say that I didn't see it coming.
Me either.
I think Steve Nash kind of was given a job that he is really not capable of doing, to be honest. I think they kind of took what Kevin Durant and Kyrie said out of content when they said that they really didn't need a coach because they was just so good, but neither one of those two very talented and gifted basketball players possess that trait to kind of lead a team without a true leader.
It's weird that it's not one leader. Out of all the star power they got, it's not one leader out of that whole group. The weirdest thing I ever seen in my life. Over that entire series, all I saw was Kevin Durant play like trash, Kyrie Irving play like trash, Ben Simmons play like trash.
Ben Simmons, you saw Ben Simmons play?
He was at the same game I was at, and I didn't go to none. So, who you think is at fault for their demise in that regard?
Like I said, I think Steve Nash first and foremost because he's the coach, and I think that he kept going to a lineup that really wasn't productive. You know, they kept going to this small lineup with Kyrie basically at the three.
Yeah,
and he was forced to check Jaylen Brown on one end, which made it more difficult for him to score on the offensive end because you got to check a bigger guy who is just as quick. And then you have a bigger guy defending you who's just as quick.
Right.
You know, so that kind of made his shots a little more difficult, so to speak. And he's one of the best difficult shot makers in the NBA. But as we saw, it didn't kind of transfer over in this series.
It didn't. It did not. And it's weird because that lineup statement that you made was significant. But I'm always going to be 757 biased.
Right.
I don't think I've seen Cam play. Anytime I've watched the game, I can't recall seeing him get on the floor.
And that's another thing that coaches do that I really don't agree with is they go to what they consider a playoff rotation, which means that a player could have been giving you buckets and working all season long, right? Proving that he's capable of playing on an NBA level. Then he gets to the playoffs and you shrink your roster based upon playoff experience and things of that nature. Like Gordon Dragic, he didn't have enough time with the team to gel to just be inserted into a rotation where you take Cam Thomas out of the rotation.
Right.
You take Blake Griffin pretty much out the rotation. You take LaMarcus Aldridge out the rotation. I felt like this was a good series for LaMarcus Aldridge because Boston had Al Horford, and they kind of similar style players. You know, they're both not traditional power forwards or centers, They both play a slower pace as far as their game.
Mm-hmm.
They're both good mid-range shooters, good corner three-point shooters. So I felt like he could have checked Al Horford.
Right.
You know what I mean? And he could have gave them something more offensively and on a rebound other than Claxton.
Right.
You know, Claxton, I seen one game, the man missed 10 free throws before he made one.
Oh, my gosh.
Why the hell is he on the floor?
Yeah, that's
How are you 0 for 10 from the foul line, and you're an NBA basketball player, and you are in the lineup getting consistent minutes?
It's crazy because, like even talking about Cam Thomas, for example, do you realize what him playing in the playoffs as a rookie would have done for him?
Yeah, but it gave him the experience going forward, but you take that opportunity away and still you accomplish nothing.
Right. And it's crazy because he's a scorer.
Right, and you needed scoring.
They needed scoring. You know,
and he has a little more size than some of those other guards, such as, Patty Mills and Seth Curry. You got Patty Mills playing the point guard. You got Seth Curry at your 2, and you got Kyrie at the 3, KD at the 4, and Claxton at the 5. Like, who the hell did you think you was gonna beat with that lineup?
Yeah, I just don't seem to understand the thought process that Steve Nash went with, and this. I get it. He playing the Celtics. They're a defensive team. I feel like Tatum had a coming out party on KD. He exposed KD to a degree, and it's just one of those things where. Like, what now? What next for Brooklyn? Kyrie is a problem because a lot of the things that took place over the season for Brooklyn was inflicted by Kyrie. They went a substantial amount of time, missing time in regards to their ability to gel or develop as a team. It's a big reason why James Harden left. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like, what now? Are they going to stay and come back next year and do the same shit?
They can't.
And then Ben Simmons. Oh, I can't say enough about that guy. My man came to a team.
Right.
He was ready to play. They lost. He changed his mind. And
instantly.
It was instant. And it's weird because I was looking forward to seeing him play. Even if it was just a game, even if they lost that game, it wouldn't even matter. It would have just been more so seeing him play with KD and Kyrie and seeing how they flow.
Right. And it's crazy because I saw something earlier today in regards to Ben Simmons, just basically how he's been quitting on teams his whole life. Like they had a long rundown of times where he said that he was going to play for the Australian national team. One time he said he was going to play, man, the people sold out the stadium instantly. They said he was going to play in a couple of the prelim games against the USA. And they had hyped it up and put the, all the headlines of Ben Simmons takes on the NBA USA team. And the man waited to the last minute and withdrew 3 times. They say the man was so nonchalant, kind of like what you said, in regards to his not practicing with the team. He just do his own little thing.
Yeah.
They say when he was at LSU, he kind of walked around with this attitude like, I'm just trying to get to the league where I'm better than everybody on the team. You know what I mean? I don't really belong here playing with you guys. And they said it was so bad that LSU didn't even make it to the NCAA tournament.
Man, and that is just crazy.
With the best player in college basketball on their team.
Which is even crazier because he was the best player in college basketball but couldn't shoot. That's
but it's a little more easier to dominate college basketball with that size and that ability to play defense and turn defense into offense.
Right.
Versus I don't have to shoot because I'm 6'10". And the average big man in college is 6'9", 6'10", 6'11". You don't see as many 6'11", 7-footers. You don't see as many centers shooting jump shots that you see in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
And college is more of a sort of traditional basketball game. So if I can get to the hole and finish, I can score 18 to 20 points in college, which is damn good. That don't transfer over to the NBA.
Right. So let me ask you this. Somebody got to go. Who?
I think Kyrie, to be honest, only if Ben Simmons decides he want to play basketball, right? And I say that because if you can put Ben Simmons and let him play the point where he can get you buckets in transition, and you got KD, you got two guys that's 6'10", 6'11", so you got length. Then you add a center, a traditional center, or a hybrid center that can hit the mid-range and hit the jump shots. You still got Cam Thomas, you still got Seth Curry, you still got Patty Mills, but trying to play with Patty Mills, and you got Joe Harris coming back.
Right.
So if you can put Joe Harris at the 3, Ben Simmons at the 1, then you could put Seth Curry or Cam Thomas next year at the 2. Then you got KD, and you got a center.
Right.
That's a formidable lineup because now you have a big body at the guard position that can guard multiple positions.
Right.
Versus Kyrie is gifted offensively.
Offensively, yeah.
Defensively, he's a liability. And what hurt Brooklyn in the series was they can't stop nobody. And if your shot's not falling and you can't stop nobody, you can't win in the game of basketball.
That was one of the biggest things I heard a lot of analysts talk about was how they're a defensive liability. Like that, and it showed completely when the series started because it was like Boston was just like doing whatever they ran to Boston on. Literally. They literally ran to Boston if it was a Spades game. So Ben Simmons decided not to play in Game 4. Do you think that hurt the team itself, even though he hasn't played the entire series, but for him to come out and say he'll play Game 4, do you think that compromised their confidence because they may have built confidence off of him saying that they was coming or that he was coming and then he changed his mind at the last minute?
I don't think Ben Simmons could have helped him, to be honest, not in that series. I think the series was over regardless if Ben Simmons played or not. I don't know if you remember, but I said that Ben Simmons was not going to play at all.
You did, yeah.
For Brooklyn this year. When they first made a trade and people was asking who did I think won the trade, and I said that Philly won the trade simply because I didn't see Ben Simmons playing basketball at all this year. And true to form, he didn't. He didn't even attempt to play. That's my biggest thing. It's like, if you felt good enough to say that you could play in Game 4,
you should have played
at Game 2. Then when Game 4 came, I felt like there was no reason why you shouldn't have been on the floor.
I agree.
But I think he said it in hopes of them winning Game 3.
Right.
And playing Game 4 in a 2-1 series versus in a 0-3 series. Right?
So pretty much, had they won, he would have played 4.
I can't say for sure, but I'm almost willing to guarantee.
I feel like he would have too.
Yeah, I'm almost willing to guarantee if it would have been a 2-1 series, he would have played.
Man, But
that speaks back to his sportsmanship because now that you're 0-3, you like, well, we don't really have a chance. No team ever came back from 0-3. I don't feel like I can be that catalyst to be the first person to engineer a team from a 0-3 deficit to winning the series. So he tucked his tail like he did so many times.
So many times. He did what he know.
Right.
That's crazy. So the NBA accolades, they steady coming in. People are steady winning. And this year's most improved player in the NBA is Ja Morant. What you think of that?
Like I said, I didn't really agree with Ja even being on the list. I understood that he kind of increased his scoring and, statistics across the board. He kind of increased, but like I said, he was a 19-point scorer pretty much his whole career. Now, granted, he went from 19-20 to 26-27, which is a big jump. Being voted into the All-Star game, that's a big jump. But I think that awards like most improved should be for players like Jordan Poole.
Jordan Poole is a good example, absolutely. And he should have been in that conversation.
Even Garland.
Okay.
I think that was a good award for him to be in that position because he did the same thing, but he went from a relatively unknown, right, to an all-star. Ja Morant was the number 2 pick in the draft,
right?
2 or 3. So your expectations been high since you've been in the league, and you've been performing, and you've been starting. Where you got a Darius Garland that last year.
Listen, I didn't even know who he was. So
hardly anybody.
That's a big jump, and his team went to the playoffs.
Right, they made it to the play-in game. They should have been. If it would have been a regular playoff setting, they would have made it easily. If they didn't really have to deal with so many injuries, they would have made it easily. But he went from relatively unknown to an all-star.
Yeah,
even DeJounte Murray, he went from a torn ligament in his knee to an all-star.
And I could say, I watched him grow with the Spurs. You know what I'm saying? I watched him play and come in a game and show up. And it was just one of those things where he has gotten better every year. You know what I'm saying? So I can see. And it
was a play-in team, too.
I can see why he's in that conversation. Let me ask you this. Do you feel like super or stars shouldn't be in that conversation for most improved?
Like I said, I do, unless they suffered an injury. Okay. If you suffered an injury that was like career, it did something detrimental to your career, like where you missed the entire season, and now you come back and you're performing at an elite level, then you could get comeback player of the year or most improved. Well, I think that's more for a comeback player of the year than a most improved, right? Because most improved mean that, like Garland, like you was relatively unknown, but now you an all-star. Ja was never garbage, or Ja was never struggling in the league to the point where I say he's improved.
He met his expectations.
Right. He's just doing what a lot of people do. He's growing in the league.
And he get better every year as expected of him.
He's supposed to be the number 2 pick in the draft, so he's growing. Like, very rarely do you see players come in the league and they just dominate. You know what I mean? And he came in the league and he didn't dominate, but he came in the league and made himself known.
Right.
He didn't come in the league and say his first year he averaged 9, 10 points. Then his second year he averaged 13 points. Then he went straight from 13 to 27. Mm-hmm. He didn't do that. He came in the league averaging 17, 18.
Right.
Consistently. And this year he just kind of hit his stride.
Right.
And that speaks a lot to his supporting cast for real.
I feel like this year he went from a star to a superstar.
Oh, right. Now I say that.
That
I don't really got him quite superstar status yet, but he right there on the cusp of superstardom. He's definitely a star.
Right. I see him as a superstar mainly because he is must-see TV. You know what I'm saying? When it all boils down, we watched Memphis Grizzlies play initially for Ja Morant.
Until you watch Memphis play.
Until you watch them play.
That all them brothers can ball.
Right.
But did you see what Ja did with the award?
What did he do with it? No, I didn't see that.
You didn't see what he did?
Huh.
He got the award and left it in Desmond Bain's kitchen and said, "Hey, bro, your award is in your kitchen."
Oh, wow.
He didn't even want the award because I felt like he felt probably like I felt
right.
that it's for more players like Desmond Baines.
Or he felt like that award is beneath me.
Exactly, as he should, because what you mean I'm most improved? Like I was never a scrub to,
Right.
be most improved. Whereas a guy like Desmond Baines, who also was never a scrub, but he didn't have the name recognition of a Ja Morant.
He won a top 2
Right, he was not. But now if you watch Memphis, he is a key reason why them people are contenders, legit contenders.
Hey, I straight up commend him, Ja Morant wise. I could commend him for stepping up, or not stepping up, but just kind of feeling like, yo, don't give me this. Put me in the MVP conversation.
You know what I mean? Give me that.
Like, come on, man. We talked about me being the MVP a month ago. Now you want to make me most improved, or you just want to give me something, participation award. But
pretty much.
What you think about Scotty Barnes getting Rookie of the Year? I said it.
You did.
And like
I felt like it wouldn't been far fetched for him to get it.
Right.
I still think Evan Mobley did more.
Mhm.
You know, I think Scotty Barnes kind of got it because of the position that his team is in.
Okay.
You know, and that's a slight to Evan Mobley because, like I said, Cleveland dealt with a lot of injuries.
Mhm.
Right? Cleveland was really in contention to be a top 3 or 4 team in the Eastern Conference prior to all the injuries. You know, they played the majority of their season without their starting point guard.
Yeah, which is crazy. It says a lot about their coach.
Then their starting center went down. Then Evan Mobley missed a ton of games. You know, so it's like Darius Garland missed some games. So it was like they were a team that was right there in the thick of things for most of the season. They
Mhm.
dropped down to the 7th seed and was forced to play. No, did they go to the 8th seed? And they was forced to play Brooklyn in the play-in game, and they lost. And then they was forced to play an Atlanta team that just made it to the conference finals in the next play-in game, and they lost. So I felt like they was in 2 play-in games against 2 teams that wasn't supposed to be in play-in games,
Right.
and they weren't supposed to be in a play-in game. Neither, actually, if they would have stayed healthy. But we all know injuries are a part of the game. So.
Absolutely. And listen, I feel like Scotty Barnes is a good kid, man. He's just a good kid overall. I watched the video the other day
I like his game.
during the All-Star break. Him and Tyrese Maxey.
Mm.
Tyrese Maxey wanted to dap him up, and he was like, "No, we gonna hug, bro. When they call us, we gonna hug." He was like, "Don't hug me, bro," but he hugged him. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that says a lot about his character in general, because you know he could have been a asshole and said,
Right.
you know, whatever, nigga. You know what I'm saying? But he kept his word. He definitely hugged him. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like that's it's a real he humanized himself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that may go a long way, especially as a new player in the NBA.
That was another name, though, that you just mentioned that could have been in the category for most improved.
Absolutely.
Maxey.
He probably should have been. Him and Jordan Poole probably should have been as finalists.
Because he actually helped Philly get to, like I say, where they are. Because if you look at most of the season, Philly was without Ben Simmons, and they traded for James Harden at the trade deadline. So
Right.
really, it's been Maxey and Embiid's show.
Right. And he's a key component to their offense, like, period.
Right.
So, you know, I feel like when you are when the weight that you got to carry on the team exceed everybody else's except for the superstars.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Then that's substantial.
And that's the key word, that except for the superstar. Ja Morant is the superstar
Right.
of Memphis.
And that's why he probably shouldn't have been in that most improved conversation.
Exactly.
I definitely feel like he should have been in the MVP conversation, even though he missed time. And, you know, there are some stats that stand out, like his team went more without him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But his presence is always felt every time he hit the floor, period.
So on a 3-man field, who do you remove out the MVP race?
That's the they should make it a 5-man field
They
at this
need
point.
to, but at the end of the day, 3, what they say, 3's a crowd.
Yeah.
4's company, 3's a crowd.
Yeah.
2's company, 3's a crowd, something like that. So I think 3 is enough, because if you all the way down at 4 and 5, we already know that you really don't. You just in the room. You don't
Right.
stand a chance of winning the award. You just here to see your name in the lights.
And it,
You know?
it simplifies the results. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Where if you got 3 people to pick from as opposed to 5, it's a horse of another color, as opposed to, you know, having 5 people and you got 5 different ways that you can vote.
Right.
That goes a long way. So
And I don't see 3 in the league right now greater than Giannis,
Embiid,
Embiid, and the Joker.
yeah,
You know, I think Kevin Durant probably would have had his name in the hat had he not gotten hurt. However, the chips fell where they may,
yeah.
and those are the 3 finalists. So
It's weird because, like, even with the Celtics, Jason Tatum, you would think that that conversation would arise with him at some point, but the reality is the Celtics is a team. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And while he is the leader of the team, they're successful because of the team. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So that, personally, it goes a long way with how good he is. Because if you take away Jaylen Brown, do they still win the same way?
I don't think so.
You take away Marcus Smart. Is the results the same? Can Tatum switch spots with Kevin Durant and be more successful? If that ever happened, who you think would be more successful?
That's a good question, because a lot of people think that Jason Tatum kind of surpassed Kevin Durant. Mm-hmm. With this performance in this last series. I don't think so, but I seen it, and it was kind of a good topic, because it's a topic that you can't say that Kevin Durant no longer is just clearly
the best
above and beyond the two when it comes to him and Jason Tatum. You gotta take it into consideration now with a listening ear. Hold on, this is a legitimate argument.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like, Jason Tatum is making a name for himself, and he's making a hell of a name. But do I feel like he could have been on that Brooklyn team? If you put Kevin Durant on Boston and you put Jason Tatum on Brooklyn, Boston still sweeps Brooklyn.
I agree. 1,000%. Same results. I feel like it wouldn't be different.
Nah.
So, with that said, Game 5 of the Memphis-Minnesota game, Ja Morant dunked on somebody really bad.
I would have had to fight the man. I would have had to see him.
Let's take a look at it. Oh my gosh, that is.
I don't even know how he was able to complete that. Like, the man cocked the ball back from the outside the circle, damn near to the free throw line, and still finish over top of the rim. Like, how in the hell? And what made you stand there and try to take this charge, though?
Right, but a charge, bro. You better grab him and hug him. Don't let him keep going.
1990s basketball, they would have pulled him out the sky.
Put him out the sky, push him on the ground, stomp on him a little bit.
There's no way in the hell Ja would have finished that in 1990s playoff basketball.
No chance.
No chance. Can you imagine him trying to jump over Dennis Rodman or Bill Laimbeer and complete that dunk? Even Charles Barkley.
Yeah.
Can you imagine you trying to fly over one of these guys in the playoffs? Now, you might have pulled it off in the regular season.
Right.
Not in a must-win game where the series was tied. Hell no.
I just feel like that was just so. It was definitely disrespectful. It don't get more disrespectful than that. And
I feel like that dunk catapulted them to the victory.
Mm-hmm.
Like, after that, the whole momentum of the game changed.
Changes the whole thought process.
Like, Memphis was really on their heels, and Minnesota was really controlling the game to Ja change the tempo.
You think that's the dunk of the year?
Absolutely. Well, if that's not the dunk of the year, the dunk of the year is definitely a Ja Morant dunk.
Yeah, well, yeah, definitely.
He's definitely 1 and 2 and 3 if we going by dunks of the year.
Bang bang, Grizzly gang.
That one kind of took the cake, man. But I want to see Memphis close it out so we can get to this Golden State Memphis series.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's series where I don't think Memphis stands a chance.
It's gonna be fun to watch, though.
I don't think so. I really don't think so. I think that's where that youth is going to catch up to them.
Okay.
As far as their inexperience in playoffs, because Golden State got a mixture of veterans and youngins that can get busy.
Right.
You know what I mean? So when you got that mixture, and Klay done found this game, his shot is all the way back.
Yeah, I see him.
Man, that's one of the prettiest shots I've ever seen in basketball,
and it's
right?
quick. He shoot that shit so fast. It's like, bruh, it's no way to guard that. Can't guard somebody that catch the ball and shoot it in a half a second.
Can you imagine having a basketball team as unselfish as Golden State with arguably the two best shooters in the NBA on the same team?
In the history of the NBA.
In the history of the NBA on the same team. Sharing the ball willingly. Like, here, Klay, you shoot. I seen one time Steph had a wide open 3, and Clay had hit 2 in a row, and he was kind of open. He wasn't as open as Steph, and Steph deferred.
Oh, wow.
And when he passed it to Clay, and Clay hit all bottoms, I said, God, these boys might be back to that championship form when they had Kevin Durant.
They definitely, in my opinion, the most complete team in the NBA. Period.
I think so, too. I think them and Miami.
And it's weird because if that end up being the finals, that's the perfect finals match. Because they both don't got a true, genuine big man. You know what I'm saying? And they both run and they both shoot. They got pure shooters on their team. Ain't Miami not shooting better than Golden State, but they can shoot enough to keep up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then Victor Oladipo woke up. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
and,
what are they doing with Victor Oladipo?
Well, you know, Jimmy Butler was just out, and he just dropped 23.
Right, but this what I'm saying. This the thing, like, this what Victor can do.
Right. So
how is it that when Jimmy Butler is healthy and Kyle Lowry is healthy, Oladipo can't get off the bench? Like, that goes back to what I said about this playoff rotation, because there's no way in the hell Victor Oladipo was an all-star in this league.
Yeah.
And he's still relatively young. It's not like he got old. He just had some injury-riddled seasons. Like, he can still play basketball.
I think they're struggling to find a spot for him in a rotation as far as when he get in the game. But I feel like if you take Jimmy out,
put him in.
But are they really taking Jimmy out that much?
What I'm saying is, you could take Jimmy out and put him in.
Right. That affords you the opportunity.
You could take Kyle Lowry out and still keep Victor Oladipo in, because he's been able to handle the basketball and bring the ball up the court,
right,
and still score points. And he's very unselfish, you know. So I feel like it's multiple ways you could get a guy like Victor Oladipo on the floor. I guarantee you one thing: if he was on Golden State, they would find a way to get his ass on that basketball court and get the most out of him.
Yep. 100%. I agree.
Because I feel like if you got Oladipo going, you got Jimmy Butler, you got Kyle Lowry, and those guys like that, Tyler Herro, Duncan Robinson, you know, you got a rotation now that most teams can't guard. They can't defend because you got fresh legs versus tired legs.
Yeah.
You know?
I think that's something that, well, I kind of feel like Eric Spoelstra might be trying to work him in slowly.
Right.
But he needs to consistently work him in, because if he stops, it's going to throw off something. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If he's going to implement him into the game plan, but he got to have the mentality of implementing him into the game plan. If he don't, then, you know, I don't know how he can manage that. If not, Victor ain't going to really get no burn. But they're going to need him if they're trying to win the finals.
They're definitely going to need him. They're going to need him, because if he's healthy, he helps you a lot.
Right.
Because it's really not much Victor Oladipo can't do with the basketball.
Exactly. I agree.
He got a great mid-range. He can shoot the three. You know, he can get to the basket. And he can finish above the rim.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, what? Like I said, I don't get it sometimes with these coaches and their rotations, man. But Spoelstra is a top coaching candidate in the league.
Mm-hmm.
He's a championship winning coach.
Absolutely.
So you can't argue with him when it comes to certain things like that, because I've never coached a team to a damn championship in the NBA. So I can't argue with him.
Right.
But however, as a fan and as a basketball fan, you look and you say, well, how in the hell can't Victor Oladipo get on the court? And then as soon as he misses a game, everybody screams, oh, take Atlanta to win, take Atlanta to win, take Atlanta to win, because Kyle Lowry and Jimmy Butler is not playing. But you forget that, okay, I can just put Tyler Herro and Duncan Robinson in the starting lineup,
yep.
Two players that could possibly start for damn near any team in the NBA. And I got Victor Oladipo, who could come in the game and hasn't played all series and give me 23 points.
Yep.
So they didn't even really miss Kyle Lowry and Jimmy Butler. And they got Atlanta ass up out of here, thankfully.
I'm definitely happy for him, man. I you know, he been through a lot.
Right.
You know, so hopefully, you know, this is just the beginning for him as far as him getting to the point that he want to be at. Maybe he probably won't be in Miami next year, depending on his contract. But he deserved to be on a team as a number 1 or 2 because his skill set supported. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But with that said, coming up, we got, of course, the Guru on his YOLO. It's draft day, baby. So we got some info on the draft and some NFL picks and all that good stuff coming up. So we'll be back. We're going to take a break. We'll see y'all in a minute. Bet more sports, baby. Welcome back to the Bet More Sports Podcast. We're coming at you live from Norfolk, Virginia at the Bet More Sports Studios. I'm your host again, Avery Fuller, with my co-host Stephen Trotman Bay, a.k.a.
The Guru.
It's the Guru's birthday, in case y'all didn't know. It's a celebration, baby.
Taurus season.
Taurus season represent for sure. I ain't no Taurus, though. But I'm going to represent for the Guru for sure.
Do that mean you're going to take a YOLO with me?
Hell to the no. It ain't my birthday. So, real quick, let's talk about Boston and the Bucks. That series is solidified. It's pretty much a go. Who you got?
Milwaukee.
Milwaukee?
Yeah.
How many games?
Should be a good 6-game series.
You think, do they got a return to work date for Chris Middleton yet?
No.
So you think
not a definite date, but he should be back sometime in this series.
You think that Boston defense can contain Giannis?
I don't think it's a defense in the NBA that can contain Giannis.
Okay, so just to kind of recap, you got the Bucks winning in 6.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. You heard that from the Guru for sure.
I like Boston too. I like Boston as a team. I think that just I think Milwaukee is too strong, top to bottom. You know what I mean?
Experience make a difference.
You got a point guard and I'm really excited to see the point guard matchup between Marcus Smart and Drew Holiday.
Yeah,
you got 2 all defensive point guards, right? Going head to head. However, Drew Holiday is a much better offensive player than Marcus Smart, and Marcus Smart is no scrub offensively.
Right.
But they both strong, physical guards.
Right. I feel like Drew Holiday could be a number 1 on the team.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel like he is the difference maker. He should be
like
the
difference maker with or without Chris Middleton.
Right. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go to Bucks because I feel like they got championship experience.
Right.
I feel like Giannis is unstoppable.
Right.
And I feel like Boston got to show up. The Bucks don't got to show up the way Boston got to show up.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? And so because of that, that creates a form of pressure that a lot of teams succumb to.
I think is important for Milwaukee to steal Game 1.
Absolutely.
In Boston.
They got to.
I'm not gonna say they got to. If they win 1 out the first 2, they're good. But I think they need to come out and really just punch Boston in the mouth. To be honest, to show you that we are the defending champs.
Right.
And we have a very talented roster, basically the same roster from last year, and we don't hear our names as much as we should.
If they beat that confidence up, well, I tell you, that changes everything. That changes the whole approach.
You heard Brooklyn more than you heard
the
defending champs coming out the East.
They were talking about Brooklyn. They were talking about the Lakers when we didn't make it. It's terrible.
If you got swept, did you really make it?
Yeah. I would rather not make it than get swept first round. That's man.
But yeah, that should be a fun series, man. Milwaukee. Boston already set second round matchup. I see the Bucks in 6.
What about this game 6 for Philly? From what I can see, Philly was up 3-0, right? And now
typical Doc Rivers, man.
Damn,
Man
Doc,
has to be one of the worst coaches in NBA history in closeout games.
that's not a good thing at all.
Not only in closeout games, the man blows more 20-plus point leads than anybody with a clipboard.
Why do you think that is? Like it's weird to be in that position and have so much experience, but you still make the same mistakes.
Boy, if I could explain that, man, because I can't figure it out. Like, me personally, I don't like Doc Rivers as a coach based upon those reasons. Like, if you're a Hall of Fame coach, which we all feel like Doc Rivers will be, right? When it's all said and done, we feel like Doc Rivers is a Hall of Fame coach, right? But how are you a Hall of Fame coach and you're one of the worst in history in closeout games? You only have one championship, and you've had rosters where you had MVP candidates damn near every year.
Well, you want to know what's that comparison to?
What's that?
You think James Harden is a Hall of Famer?
He will be. Based upon his stats.
Yeah.
He will be.
He had 2 MVPs, right?
He will be.
I just feel like
perennial all-star. You know.
But when it counts,
he disappears. Him and Doc Rivers, I don't.
They got him together there.
Exactly. How they put these two together is one of the worst performers on the basketball court when it counts, and one of the worst coaches when it counts. Like, God damn.
I know Joel, ain't this a bitch?
And it doesn't help that Joel is hurt. He got torn ligaments in his thumb, possibly.
Oh, man.
That doesn't help.
Yeah.
And then how do you coach a guy like Joel Embiid, right? And I've watched the games that Toronto won, and it's simple. They got a simple game plan. When Joel Embiid catch the ball, we bring in the trap from the weak side. Right? And every time, damn near, Joel Embiid tries to pass out of that trap across the court to the far corner or to the top wing on the opposite end of the court, and Toronto jumps the passing lane and they go the other way for an easy layup.
Right.
I swear he done it at least 13, 14 times in the last 2 games.
What will it do to Doc Rivers' legacy if he is the first coach to be up 3-1 and give up a 3-1 lead
3-0.
and lose?
He was up 3-0, wasn't he?
I said 3-1. I meant 3-0. And he give up and lose the series to Toronto.
Yeah. Well, one thing about it, he's close. He's on the cusp of making that happen. If they don't come out and really perform to the highest of highest levels, they're gonna force a Game 7.
And that is gonna. Woof.
And you know how, like I know, in a Game 7, anything can happen.
Pressure bust pipes for sure.
But I'm gonna say this: if Doc Rivers lose this series, we don't even have a spot for you on the BETMOORSPORTS Sports Podcast. Right? We don't even want you
in
the studios. If you be the first to blow a 3-0 lead, we can't even have you sit here.
You got some explaining to do.
Because we see you turn down franchises, and you won't take down this ship.
No chance at all. So, all right, so let's go to the NFL. Let's talk about some of this NFL. It's draft day, but you know, while it's draft day, it's not just about the draft. It's also about everything that's leading up to the draft. And one of the biggest things that I wanted to point out to my New York Giants fan over here on his birthday, I don't care, Kadarius Toney,
the Joker.
Y'all about to get rid of him.
Well, you just seen the Joker report the camp, man. The Joker out there working out, looking real strong, man. The Joker looking like he's ready for the new regime in New York.
The Joker thought he had more power than he did. And the moment he started hearing headlines of him getting traded, he was like, yeah, I need to go in the office.
Yeah, the Joker put up there, if y'all believe everything you see on the internet, then y'all some damn fools.
Right, exactly. And he put that out there just because he don't want people he want people to change their perception of him.
Right.
My perception of him changed right away when they mentioned that he ain't show up. Because it was like, he might think he more than what he is. But I I don't feel like he fit y'all system.
Well, you don't know what our system is because we got a whole new system.
Right. Either way, we should trade Debo to the Jets, not the Giants. And we should get Kadarius Toney.
How you going to get him if you trade him to the Jets? What the hell do we got to do with the Jets?
No, I'm talking about.
So if you trade Debo to the Jets, how do you get Kadarius Toney?
We give y'all something for him.
We don't want
But
that.
think about this: if we trade him to the Jets and the Jets gets a first round pick, 3 second-round picks, and a third-round pick, and we say, look, let me give y'all this third-round pick for them.
A third-round pick for a player that was drafted in the first round last year.
That ain't do a damn thing. That was a bust. If you base it off of last year.
Well, it really was not a bust. The man, when he had his opportunities, he did what he was supposed to do.
Right, which were limited.
Very limited. However,
well, why is that?
However, because we had an idiot for a coach.
Yeah, I agree.
Right? We had an idiot for a coach who really didn't like playing rookies. You know, this ain't high school.
Absolutely.
Where you say, well, we don't like to play freshmen. You know, this ain't that type of level. These are professionally paid athletes.
Mm-hmm.
And you draft a person in the first round because you feel like he can play right away.
Right.
You know, generally when you take a player in the first round is because I feel like he can contribute somehow, some way to this team right away.
Right.
Right. So I think what Kadarius Toney's problem was this year is that he didn't realize that we had a new GM and a new head coach, right? So when you got a new GM, although you was a rookie last year and this is only your second season, a new GM means that though you haven't been around long, I'm not the person who drafted you, so I don't give a damn about getting rid of you.
Right.
You know, people don't understand that from a business standpoint that this new GM and this new head coach has no attachment to none of the players on the Giants unless they brought them via free agency from the Buffalo Bills. If you weren't on Buffalo's roster last year, they don't have no connection to none of these players. So everybody has to really prove who they are from day one. You know, it's not like I drafted Kadarius Toney in the first round, so I know what he's capable of. No, I didn't draft you.
Right.
You know, somebody else drafted you, and the person that drafted you, the organization felt like wasn't competent enough to continue drafting people in the first round. So,
but that's also a reason why new coaches that come in, they get rid of those players because the coach that come in might feel like
I want to bring my own people.
Right. Well, let's do something, and we're gonna. I feel like we can do this each podcast of this one. We're gonna do a team spotlight, and we're gonna start with the Giants. For the Giants, y'all got Tyrod Taylor, which I feel like is the best case scenario according to the way the market was. Right.
Yeah.
I feel like, and don't look at me crazy, but I feel like y'all a playoff team with him specifically, right? As far as his capabilities, I feel like he should have been a starter a long time ago. He got the ability to be a superstar.
Superstar is questionable.
I feel like if you give him an offensive line, you give him some good receivers, and you can say that about whatever quarterback you want, but I feel like for him, he's efficient.
I love his efficiency.
That makes a difference, especially for y'all, because y'all went from Daniel Jones to Tyrod Taylor.
Well, we still got Daniel Jones.
Right, but Daniel Jones ain't starting.
Yes, he is.
I feel like they went and got Tyrod Taylor for a reason.
They went and got him to
that
push
coach,
Daniel Jones.
That coach probably don't want Daniel Jones.
I don't really think Daniel Jones is the problem, to be honest. I think Daniel Jones played in systems that wasn't fitting for his style of play, so to speak.
Well, Daniel Jones is the only reason why I feel like he a problem is because he turned the ball over. The worst thing you could do in football is get the other team the ball and get them more chances to score than your team.
And a lot of young quarterbacks turned the ball over.
Not like Daniel Jones, though.
Yes, they did.
Daniel Jones is...
Peyton Manning, when he was young, he turned the ball over a ton of times.
I know you ain't just put
Eli
Peyton Manning.
When he was young, he turned the ball over
Eli was trash.
a ton of times. So, I can't grade you on that alone, specifically because of the systems that you were in. Sometimes a system can handicap a player, especially if that player turns the ball over a lot. Daniel Jones is one who is suited best if he has an RPO.
I feel like it's one of those things where your system is your system, right? And a quarterback or any player on the team can only dictate or control what they got control of.
Right.
But Daniel Jones, a lot of his issues, he got control of. I watched him one time break for like 80 yards and then fumble. Like
he ain't fumble, he just failed.
Oh, okay, yeah, just failed then. What's the point? Like it's
still like 80 yards. How many quarterbacks breaking for 80 yards?
Listen, guess what? I don't know that many break for 80 yards and don't score.
We scored on that drive.
Yeah, y'all needed. It's just different when somebody fall and he by himself.
I just think that me personally, I'm ready and I'm eager to see how he looks in this offense, because I seen this offense in Buffalo with Josh Allen, which has a lot of the tools that Daniel Jones possesses, except for Josh Allen has a much more stronger arm and he has a bigger body, but as far as the ability to make plays with his legs, they are similar, right? So I want to see how he's used. I know that if he doesn't produce right away, then he will be replaced by Tyrod Taylor.
Let me ask you this. Do you think Tyrod Taylor better quarterback than Daniel Jones?
Yeah.
Do you think it'll be wise to get Tyrod the team?
No.
Why not?
Because Tyrod has been in that position and he's really done not much with it. He's led teams. He's been the starting quarterback in a few different places.
Right, but everywhere that I've seen him be a starting quarterback, his team performs when he's starting, and then he get injured, and then his team fall apart.
What one of the things we always like to say.
Absolutely.
The best ability is
availability. Right.
I think he's the best backup in the league. But I don't think that Daniel Jones is a backup quarterback. I think Daniel Jones is either a starting quarterback or a bag boy at Walmart.
You want me to tell you who I see when I look at Daniel Jones?
Who?
Carson Wentz.
If he could be that good, I'd be okay with that.
Carson
Wentz had his team on. No, I'm thinking about Carson Palmer.
Carson Wentz is he was good. He I ain't gonna say he outplayed because he was a number 2 pick in the draft, but he started off very well early, and the problem is I feel like he reached his ceiling too soon.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so I feel like with Daniel Jones, the biggest problem that he faced was people expected him to fail, and
because we took him too high.
Absolutely, I don't understand, but ain't none of them people there no more. And it's just one of those things where, what do you do when you got a quarterback who don't protect the ball like he's supposed to, and then you got a veteran coming in like Tyrod, who literally the only reason why he the Texans was playing well last year before he got hurt. The Chargers would have been significant. I mean, I guess they are significant with Justin Herbert, but I feel like he could have took them a great distance. Buffalo put Nate Peterman in the game took him out for no reason. Started Nate Peterman, and Nate Peterman stunk up the place. Then they tried to go back to him. You know what I'm saying? It's like Tyrod to me has shown that he should run the team. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, it varies. I know one thing. My ideal scenario for today's draft is going to be for us to get rid of Debo and pick up Tony. I feel like Debo and Tony is, the same person.
Get your mind off Kadarius, man.
Hey, I know you don't want to get rid of him.
Staying home, man. He's staying in New York for now.
Well,
there's no guarantee he's going to be there for long.
You right.
Because, like I say, when you got a new GM and a new coach, their leash is a little shorter.
Right.
Than the people who actually drafted you.
Absolutely.
You know, so we'll see. It should be fun, man. Check out, BETMOORSPORTS Live Draft edition coming at you shortly after the podcast.
You better believe it. Just a little off topic. I was just looking at, thinking about something. But did you read that comment that Joker said about Gary Payton? Stuck his finger in his butt. My man said he stuck his finger in his hole, bro. Like, how does that happen? Like, that's like rape, ain't it?
That's pretty much.
Golly.
I don't know what the hell the Joker was thinking when he said it. And I don't know what the hell Gary Payton was thinking if that's what he actually did.
I wonder if he
looked like a regular butt slap, but then the Joker kind of
why he slapped on his butt?
Looked like he wanted to kill a man for slapping him on his butt.
Like, that ain't his teammate. Slapping another man on his butt from another team.
I don't know. I guess he wanted to get inside his head.
I say them butt slaps for your teammates. Shoot. All right, so let's get back to football. Who you think is the best fit for Debo right now? Since he in the news the most.
Debo, man. Debo would probably look good down there in Green Bay.
Yeah.
With Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, that'll be
Debo would look good with Seattle.
Okay.
Playing with who the hell Seattle gonna have quarterback?
Geno.
Never mind.
Geno and Drew Lock.
No, never mind. I heard a lot of reports about a possible draft day trade with Baker Mayfield in Seattle.
You think Baker Mayfield be a good fit there?
I think
he probably better than the two that's there now.
Baker Mayfield is not only better than the people that's in Seattle, but he's probably better than every quarterback in this draft.
Okay, I can see that. I still feel like Baker Mayfield trash. But
I feel like that too, but I see that I can see him being moved today.
He definitely should be moved. I just hope he don't get moved to like San Francisco. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's between him being moved to San Francisco and him not being moved, he can stay in Cleveland forever.
Y'all may move y'all quarterback today.
Yeah. Listen, I love Jimmy, and I hope we don't move him. But if we do, I understand.
I just see it's just so much around this time of year that excites me about football.
Oh yeah.
And it still seems so far away, but the draft kind of puts you back in football mode.
Yep.
You know?
It's weird to seem like anything that come up football wise, you're excited about it because it's like, yo, it's that time of the year.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Preseason start, it's like, that first preseason game changes everything. The whole thought process.
And this offseason kind of been like, they ain't really gave basketball a chance to shine. Like,
nope.
There's a lot going on in the NBA, but the NFL won't give these people a break. It's like every day is something big happening in the NFL.
It's crazy because from a politics standpoint, I feel like the NBA going to do the same thing in the offseason. It's going to be some
NBA off seasons are more relatively quiet though than this.
Right, but
this been a loud off season for the NFL.
The loudest I think I've ever witnessed in my life.
And it's the draft now, so now it's gonna get even louder.
Oh,
with the draft day trades,
especially because you got a lot of pending requests. Right. You know what I'm saying? So with those pending requests, the best time to address them is draft day.
Absolutely.
You know.
Tourist season around my birthday every year.
Hey, it's your birthday for a reason. What
better time to have a draft than tourist season?
Absolutely. Well, man, all I know is I don't want to get rid of Debo, but if it's time to get rid of him, you sent me that video of Debo doing the little thing around his neck.
Yeah,
like,
a girl say, Debo, please stay in San Francisco. It seemed like you was at the bar and sent the bottles over there to Debo table trying to get him to stay.
Hey, if I was there, I probably would have.
And the bottle girls came over there to sign and say, Debo, please stay in San Francisco. And Debo say,
That's all right.
I'm out of here.
Trade that nigga to the Jets so he don't do nothing else in his career.
That'd be dreadful.
Yeah, absolutely. Shoot, but
I can't think of the last Jets receiver that was in
yeah.
Keyshawn Johnson.
Wow. Oh. That is horrible. But, listen, as long as they compensate us the way that they, the way we want to be, then I'm perfectly fine with that. I was looking, and there's still some free agents that's available that's big name. Jadeveon Clowney, Tyrann Matthew still ain't signed with the team. Odell Beckham.
Hard to believe.
Right, that's definitely hard to believe. Odell ain't signed with the team, but he probably won't sign with the team no time soon.
He'll probably be back with the Rams.
Think so?
Yeah, either the Rams or New England.
Well, yeah. New England will be a pretty good spot
New England
for
been getting real loud in the Odell Beckham chatter here lately. But I kind of see him staying with the Rams. He's an LA kind of guy, like.
But
he's one of them big city type of guys.
The Rams just picked up Allen Robinson. You think they're gonna have the money to pay him?
They want to pay him. They want him back. They've been in the most talks with him.
So why they ain't paid him yet?
Because he's still coming off the injury and he ain't made his decision yet. And it's kind of one of those decisions where, I guess the language and the contracts need to be
specific.
Right.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I get it.
But that was a good pickup, though, Allen Robinson.
Absolutely. I think he's a sleeper, bro. He's a sleeper. And somebody told me that Robert Woods was a better option than him. I'm like, man, you crazy. Robert Woods is a great option. Don't get me wrong. But
not better than Allen Robinson. Allen Robinson been on number one his whole career.
Exactly. As he should be.
He can go to
somebody
LA
can throw on the ball.
And be a 1A where he don't have to see the majority of the coverage.
Right.
Well, coverage is not rolled to Allen Robinson because you got Cooper Kupp and possibly Odell Beckham Jr.
Right.
With a quarterback who can throw the ball. So this should be.
So let's talk about these receivers, right? Because there's so many receivers, and the receivers make the game, in my opinion, to a degree.
Mm-hmm.
If the quarterback can get on the ball, that makes a big difference. And right now we're talking about favorite receivers under 25. And right now, I'm going to just name 5, but right now we got Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, A.J. Brown, C.D. Lamb, Jalen Waddle, and Marquise Brown. Who tops that list for you?
Kadarius Toney.
That's a fan. He is a Giants fan.
Yeah,
Please
man,
excuse
you got to go Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, man, the LSU boys.
Yeah.
They the best. They the best. 2 of the best in the league, damn, under 25. They 2 of the best in
overall, right? Yeah.
NFL.
Absolutely. It's crazy because I feel like Jaden Waddle and C.D. Lamb are similar to each other, right? And if you get the ball to them,
they know Devontae Smith on this.
Nope. But Devontae Smith, he
better than Marquise Brown.
He is better than Marquise Brown from a player perspective, but if he had Lamar Jackson throwing on the ball, it'll be different. And I ain't saying that Jalen Hurts is scrub.
Was better than Marquise Brown with Jalen Hurts.
Was it?
I want to say so.
But
check me, but
also,
I want to believe that
Marquise Brown is he number 1 on Baltimore?
He shouldn't be, but I believe he was.
And Devontae Adams is the number 1. I mean, Devontae Smith is the number 1 on Philly, and I feel like that he should. You know what? I wouldn't mind sending Debo to Philly, and
this boy got all kind of trades
in exchange for Devontae Smith and a first rounder.
That'd be a good move.
Absolutely.
I think he's going to be a star.
I agree.
In the league,
I feel like
be a star.
He mastered that science of wide
I'm
receiver.
still a little upset we couldn't get him.
But y'all got Kadarius Toney.
Yeah, the Joker's gonna have a great career if he could get his head in the football.
Yeah.
Right now, he don't know if he want to be a rapper. He don't want to be. I don't know
comedian.
What he want to be.
He's a comedian.
Comedian. Goddamn circus clown. I don't know what he want to be, but I need him to play football.
Well, hopefully he get it together so that when he come to us, he could, stay on track the way he's supposed to. If not, we
Forget about it,
will
Avery.
trade him out of there. We will trade him. So let's keep it moving. This month alone in boxing has been ridiculous.
Especially if you've been betting with BetMore Sports, because
Ooh.
the last two boxing matches, we kind of gave you the outcome.
Every time. Listen, we got the Guru, we got the Swami, we got your mammy. BetMoreSports.com. You better believe it. If you want to make some money, you want to do something special for yourself, BetMoreSports.com.
And we gave away the baseball for free for the Guru's birthday. And people cashed in, man, on a free day. I gave away free baseball on my birthday. And the people cashed in.
Only
The
person
people
I know
say-
that get gifts on his birthday.
I heard that I was the only person to give away free money on my birthday. So y'all subscribe, man. Go check it out. Subscribe to BetMoreSports.com, man. Pick your favorite subscription and get in the game. I know y'all tired of losing these parlays.
Boy, I
You
know.
got to be tired.
Got to be.
I'm tired for you, and I ain't losing parlays.
I have no interest in it. So this weekend, Tyson Fury fought Dillian White, and I bet on it. There was a prop bet that said that Tyson Fury would finish the fight in 1 to 6 rounds. And I'm watching the fight, Now the fight came on earlier than most people anticipate, but that's because it was in the UK,
Right.
and the time difference. But I'm watching the fight, and again, I accidentally picked the same bet twice. And in the process, it was saying Tyson Fury would finish the fight in 1 to 6 rounds, and
Right.
it's round 6, and they just fighting. And I'm saying to myself, Lord, I'm about to lose. And you know what happened? My man landed an uppercut from hell and finished the fight. And I was in the living room like, oh, the shock on my face. I was like, oh, because I had wrote it off. I was like, yo, it's over. I ain't going to win. But when he knocked that man, I promise you, I was like, yo, this is meant to happen. Same thing happened last week with the Spence fight. 10th round, I bet it under 10 and a half
10 and a half.
per the Guru.
And stop right in the 10.
Stop right in the 10.
This one stopped right in the 6.
Right in the 6. So it was like, oh, jeez. 2 weeks in a row.
With a perfectly thrown uppercut.
Never seen one thrown by him before like that.
Picture perfect uppercut. And that, I want to say that was maybe the first uppercut he threw the whole damn fight.
Yep. The only one he threw.
Yeah.
Literally. And he's not. He said that he was setting it up.
Well, if you listen to his corner kind of said that they saw him going out with a right hand, and it wouldn't be a straight right hand; it would be a right uppercut.
Yeah, it's crazy because Dillian White was doing well. You know what I'm saying? For him to be in the fight that he was in, but again, Tyson Fury, he is the Joker. He is the Joker of boxing because my man talk trash, he talk a lot, and he get in a game or get in a fight, and he's a whole nother person. I love it. I'm a big fan of it at this point. If he fight Deontay Wilder again, I'm gonna still go for Deontay Wilder. But
put your money on.
I'm gonna put my money on it too.
Don't do it.
Because I know the over and the under gonna be significant. So I'm gonna
just bet it that it won't finish. Bet that somebody get knocked out.
I can see that.
Don't bet on Deontay Wilder because he cannot beat Tyson Fury. Don't do it.
It's he has yet to beat him. That's for sure.
He will not beat him. But Tyson Fury said he done.
He said he done, but he also came back in the ring right after he said he done with Francis Ngannou and said they want to do a crossover fight.
Don't stay in your lane now.
And listen, I'm saying to myself, they talking about, well, maybe we'll do UFC gloves and boxing rules, bruh. First off, Francis Ngannou, Tyson Fury will knock you out.
Right?
Can you hear me talking? He'll knock you out, clear. UFC and boxing is two different sports, and I think a lot of people don't realize that when you can only box, when you can only throw punches,
right,
it's a completely different fight.
He's definitely at a disadvantage.
by far.
It's definitely at a
And
disadvantage.
I feel like Tyson Fury knock him out.
Only because Ngannou really isn't conditioned to fight a 12-round fight.
Exactly.
So about the 6th round, it's going to be over for him. If he survived,
Right.
5 rounds of real boxing punches. If he make it to the 6th round, his legs going to be noodles.
Plus, Tyson Fury move like a welterweight.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He make you miss, and Ngannou is gonna expunge a ton of energy when it comes down to starting, because he has to start fast. He is a fighter that has to start fast in order for him to be successful. And if you don't start fast, it don't work in his favor.
And then they get hit with them MMA gloves versus a boxing glove.
Oh my gosh, bruh.
It's going to put your ass to sleep.
Just jabbing you and moving with them MMA gloves, no chance. I'm okay.
You going to watch it.
Damn right, I'm gonna watch it. Look, I'm gonna watch that. Put everybody out the house. I'm definitely gonna watch that though for sure, because that is while that is a awkward fight, it's still a fight that I feel like is interesting. You know, so. But we'll see. And this weekend, we actually got Shakur Stevenson fighting Oscar Valdez, which is 2 undefeated fighters fighting for the junior lightweight title. And I feel like Shakur Stevenson is an outstanding boxer. Oscar Valdez is too, but Shakur Stevenson, of course, is going to overwhelm him. But this is a unification fight. So this is insinuating that whoever is leaving with 2 belts.
Mm.
You coming in with 1 and leaving with 2.
You know where my money going to be at. Shakur Stevens.
Absolutely. So you better believe I'm placing bets on that this weekend. I don't know if I'm gonna do a prop bet or not, but I'm definitely gonna bet, and I'm going Shakur Stevenson. So
Ain't Keyshawn Davis on that?
Keyshawn Davis, Norfolk represent. He's definitely on that card, bro.
We gonna put our money on Keyshawn Davis.
I'm gonna put my money on Keyshawn too, cause listen, Keyshawn gonna be a champ, bro. Keyshawn gonna be a champ. He from what I've seen, and he's only getting better. You know what I'm saying? He still fight similar to amateurs to a degree, but you can see him growing each fight. Each fight, his fighting techniques get better,
right?
And that makes a difference. And by the time he's ready to contend for a title, I feel like he's gonna be a knockout artist, and I feel like that he is gonna have a style of fighting similar to I bit off more than I could chew. I don't want to say Bud Crawford. You know what I'm saying? Because Bud Crawford is he's different.
You see Bud in the ring with Shakur Stevens?
Yeah, you know that's his guy.
Trainer.
Yeah, that's his guy. When boxers
can you
train,
spar with Bud Crawford and go in there and lose to Oscar Valdez?
Bruh. I'll tell you one thing. If Shakur Stevenson lose, I don't know what to tell him. That might...
The payout going to be crazy now if you go in there and bet on Oscar Valdez.
Absolutely. Oh, shit. Of course. He going to be like plus 500.
Or more.
Or more. Absolutely.
The odds may be out already on the fight being that it's Saturday.
I might cheat and bet both ways, but whatever. I'm just trying to win.
But I'm eager to see the growth in Keyshawn. You know, I'm eager to see him continue to grow as a professional fighter, man.
Absolutely. I would love to see him get to the level of Sweet Pea and bring fights back to the scope like Sweet Pea did, you know.
Right.
Sweet Pea brought fights to the Norfolk scope, came out young.
Well, he might bring him to the Chartway Arena or something.
Oh, yeah, because I think Chartway sit more than the scope, right?
I want to say. I ain't 100% sure.
So,
but it's newer.
It is newer, and it's more convenient.
Right.
As far as parking, as far as all the other stuff. So I can see that being the case, and I probably would prefer Chartway over scope.
Right. Me personally, yeah. So you hear it, man, when you get your chance to become a champion, bring your fights back.
Bring the fights back.
To the Chartway Arena.
Come and see us at BETMOORSPORTS.
They might put on an auditorium in one of these casinos. Resorts. They should.
That'll be lit, actually. Like, I mean, then again, they might put it in the scope. Because they can.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you could put it in the scope and not have to spend $1 billion to, create a space or a couple million, why not? You know what I'm saying? You might make boxing a season and say, hey, it's boxing season. Let's put this here and let's have fights here.
Right.
So you never know. All I know is
we need professional fights in Norfolk.
Absolutely. If we got professional fights in Norfolk, and I don't care whether it's boxing or UFC, I'm there 100% every
Absolutely.
time. Every fight. BETMOOR Sports in the building. All right, so listen. Let's step away for a second. Coming up, we got overrated, underrated. We got the Guru's pick of the day. And then we got the Guru taking the YOLO. BETMOOR Sports will be back. Holla at you. Welcome back to the BETMOOR Sports Podcast. Once again, we're coming at you live and direct from Norfolk, Virginia, at the BETMOOR Sports Podcast Studios. I'm your host, Avery Fuller, sitting with my co-host, Stephen Trotman Bay, a.k.a.
The Guru.
And once again, it's his birthday, so he's going to be YOLOing it. But for right now, we are going to jump right into overrated, underrated, and this is what we call the rookie edition on behalf of the draft today. I know I said we was going to do NBA, but I changed my damn mind. We're going to do the rookies of the NFL 2021 season, and we're just going to talk about if they're overrated or underrated. And the first rookie of the day is going to go to the number 1 pick overall last year, Trevor Lawrence for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Guru, what you think? Overrated or underrated?
How are we, first and foremost, how are we going to rate these players and they only really got 1 year worth of work? Are we just rating them on potential versus performance last year?
Well, we are rating them based on the impact they made last year, specifically, as a rookie.
Shit, Jacksonville, what they won, 1-2 games?
Yeah.
Overrated.
Overrated.
What the hell else can you be? You the starting quarterback and y'all won 2 games.
Hey, I feel like
3 games. Did they win 3 games?
He played well in spurts.
I know every time we bet on them, they won. They covered. If we bet them, they covered.
Yeah.
So let me change that. Underrated.
See,
man, won plenty of money from it, man. Every time I bet with them,
that's what
they covered or one head up.
Hey, that's how it worked, though. I mean,
especially last game of the season when I took them against Indianapolis to beat Indianapolis when Indianapolis needed the game to get into the playoffs. Oh my gosh!
But that's the Carson Wentz effect,
right?
But I feel like he's overrated.
Yeah, he's overrated as far as last year's performance.
I felt like he was overrated in college too.
No, hell no.
Like, I feel like it was better options. You know, he the number 1 pick, whatever. I feel like Zach probably should have been number 1. But, I mean, it is what it is. I feel like that over time he's going to be so much better than he was.
Yeah.
He got to be. Let's keep going. Next up, we got
overrated.
Zach. Overrated. 100%.
Overrated. I don't think he's never going to be a great NFL quarterback that's going to live up to the position that he was drafted.
I think the first problem that he possesses is that he is playing for the Jets.
That's the number 1.
First and foremost, I feel like it's
they've been drafting top quarterbacks for the last decade.
Listen, between them, the Browns and the Jaguars, bruh.
The last half a century, damn near.
Good Lord. And I feel like his potential is substantial, but I just don't feel like he's going to be able to hack it.
I don't really see the potential in him.
Well, he got an arm, for sure.
Okay.
I feel like they gassed him coming in.
Definitely.
And that was a curse for him because he went in thinking that he was what they was making him out to be.
Right.
And he won't. He didn't realize how fast the game moved, and he made so many mistakes and turned the ball over. And, he made some okay plays as a rookie, but he definitely overrated.
He kind of put him in the mind frame of Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, I mean, I can't even disagree. Disagree. Next up, we got Trey Lance from San Francisco, and I feel like he's overrated.
Every week. It never fails. A 49er finds his way on the podcast, man. Like,
Hey.
What the hell is going on? Like, what the Trey Lance?
All I know
I thought
is
we was doing the top 5 players in the draft.
he was number 3.
They took that bum number 3.
Well, I can't say he'll bump in college. He ain't had no picks. He
Barely played in college.
He played a year and some change. And in that year and some change that he played, he never turned the ball over. You know what I'm saying? He was always the best player on the field, so I understand why we picked him. Just taking a look at him this year, I definitely prefer Jimmy G over him. But I feel like he has the potential. My biggest problem is he don't hesitate to take off. And I know a lot of people look like, why is that a problem? But the reason why I see it as a problem is because you got to take off. And I watched him and Jimmy G play, and between him and Jimmy G stepped back and throw the ball, get the ball out of his hands. And he sit and hold the ball, try to move around in the pocket, try to buy time for his receivers, and then it don't work. And I feel like that's the Achilles heel for him. So if he get the ball out of his hand, if he learn to get the ball out of his hand, I feel like he'll be fine. But if he keep holding on to the ball, we're going to have a 2020 season with no injuries.
I'm going to say I can't rate him. I
Okay.
can't rate him overrated or underrated because he really didn't play enough for me to see enough. Like, he was a backup quarterback.
Right.
So I really can't say. I feel like he's going to be good. I hope he's good. Like, I really hope he's good. Because
I do too.
I feel like he is in a system for him to be good.
Right.
You know, I think some of the comparisons that they compared him to coming out of college was unfair. You know, I think a lot of these young guys you compare to guys who've already made a name in the league too soon, like prematurely.
Right.
Like Trey Lance done nothing for me to compare him to Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, why would we mention these two people in the same sentence? Because they both light skinned with curly hair. That's where the comparison stops.
We don't all look the same, guys. We don't all look the same. But I get that, and I feel like you know, watching him when he did play, you know, it's easy for me because I'm paying attention to Jimmy and I'm paying attention to him, and I see a substantial difference. And when you watch Jimmy Garoppolo play versus watching Trey Lance play, you can see the veteran in Jimmy Garoppolo. Trey Lance made Jimmy Garoppolo look like a Pro Bowler. You know what I'm saying? And I know a ton of it is based on inexperience, and that's fine. Maybe he'll get the experience and it'll change because I know he's a ball protector. He protect the ball. He don't turn the ball over, and he got a cannon for an arm. I think if he learned to manage that cannon, you know, put touch on the passes when he need to put touch on them, you know, throw deep balls when he need to throw deep balls, I think he'll be fine. But until that's the case, I'll go with Jimmy all day. So once again, overrated.
Not yet rated.
Okay. Actually, I can run with that. Not yet rated. Next up, Kyle Pitts. He was the number 4 draft in last year's draft, and he went to the Atlanta Falcons, and I feel like he is underrated.
I'll say that if we gotta say one or the other, I feel like he lived up to being exactly who they thought he was gonna be.
Yep, I agree. He stepped up when they needed him to step up. I feel like
he started slow.
Right, absolutely.
He started slow.
Once he got acclimated with the system, maybe the playbook,
right,
you could see his growth, and I think that is substantial when you're talking about a tight end.
And he fits into this new age of tight ends.
Yeah.
So in this new age of tight ends,
it's a tight end world now, baby.
But this new age of tight ends that's more hybrid. right? Where does he fit in? Is he
in the class by himself, in my opinion, because, like, truthfully, he could be either or. I just feel like for him, he is more of an asset as a tight end than he would be as a receiver.
right? But so in the world of hybrid tight ends, where you got like Kels and Darren Waller and guys of that nature, where does he fit in?
Well, keep in mind that, those guys got gunslingers thrown on the ball. They got some of the most accurate quarterbacks in the league throwing on the ball, and that's a difference maker. If Kyle Pitts had Patrick Mahomes for his quarterback, you don't think that the probability of him having a Pro Bowl season is significant? You know what I'm saying? But he had Matt Ryan, and I mean, let's keep it honest. Matt Ryan to me is a pretty good quarterback. He is a questionable Hall of Famer. You know what I'm saying? With an asterisk, in the sense of, I don't know if he's really a Hall of Famer. I know he won the MVP for a year, and that'll probably put him there. But as far as his play on the field, he ain't the same that he was from before. And imagine if Aaron Rodgers is throwing him passes. You know what I'm saying? Imagine if a great quarterback is throwing him passes. His success is limitless. People think George Kittle is substantial, but in my opinion, I feel like George Kittle is a better blocker than anything.
But George Kittle dominates the game from a receiving standpoint as well.
George Kittle dominated the game from a receiving standpoint as far as yards after the catch. I think
as far as not many people can check George Kittle
just
at that position.
Keep in mind, George Kittles don't get a lot of balls for a reason.
Because that's not the scheme of the offense, for one. The offense is more so a running offense.
Right. I agree.
But I think when George Kittle is healthy, he dominates the game. And I think that Kyle Pitts will be that type of player in the NFL. Not sure who he's going to have throwing the ball to him down in Atlanta, but
I don't disagree.
I think he's going to be a star.
All right, next up. We know he's a star.
Rookie of the year.
Underrated.
Rookie of the year.
Yep, they might well go on and renew that contract right now.
Top 10 wide receiver in the league.
Yep, as long as he is with his quarterback, he going to be a Pro Bowler every year. Easily.
Joe Cool.
Hey, I like Joe.
I like Joe Burrow too. I like the savvy that comes with Joe Burrow. But Jamar Chase is a star already.
Yeah.
1 year in, I loved him at LSU.
You want me to tell you who he remind me of 1 year in?
Who?
Justin Jefferson.
His teammate.
Justin Jefferson 1 year in performed similar. I'm not gonna say on par because he went to the Super Bowl. Justin Jefferson ain't even come close.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But statistically, they put up similar numbers.
Right. Absolutely.
Right.
So
definitely underrated.
I feel like that we should trade Debo to the Bengals now.
For Jamar Chase.
For Jamar Chase. We'll give y'all a first round pick with Debo. No, that's too much. Never mind. Disregard what I said. Like I got any barons over the organization. And then let's do one more. And I think we're going to go with this guy right here. Devontae Smith with the Philadelphia Eagles. I feel like Devontae is underrated.
Underrated.
I feel like his potential is crazy. You know what I'm saying? My man is a good person overall. But on the field, I don't feel like he's guardable. I don't feel like anybody can guard him in a man-to-man situation. I feel like if you get the ball in the air, he'll go get it. Playing some. The only problem that I see that he got right now is that he's small. And at the end of the day,
he's thin.
He's thin. And you catch him come across the middle the wrong way, he might be done for the season.
But he's a football player.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And
he's a real football player. Like, he's skinny, but don't let his size fool you because he's a football player. Like, he's not afraid to go across the middle.
Right.
And bump. He's not afraid to go across the middle and get bumped.
And he'll smoke you.
And smoking. And he run good routes, man. So underrated, man. I like
underrated.
the kid.
100%. That's. Listen, I'll take Jamar Chase over him, but
I take Jamar Chase over the whole class.
Yeah, let's.
And half of the receivers in the league, that's veterans.
San Fran, listen, get one of them. Get Debo up and just get one of them. Won't even need no picks.
This boy, he have been big in the whole show.
Hey, listen.
I don't know if he Avery Fuller or Keith Sweat.
If we could trade with like
man,
the
I
Eagles,
proposed 39 trade scenarios for the draft today, man. Stay tuned for the BETMOOR Sports Draft Live episode, man.
We live, baby, coming
break
up.
Down the draft coming up next, but you might hear 39 more proposed trades before the first round over, because we're only going to go live for the first round. So before the first round over, I want y'all to comment how many trade scenarios Avery proposes for Debo Samuels and San Francisco throughout the draft. We're gonna keep score. We're gonna have the live available for you to call in. We're gonna have the live available for you to comment. I want to hear how many times Avery proposes a trade for Debo Samuels and the San Francisco 49ers.
Look, all I'm saying
coming up next.
It's about that time. You know, now's the time. Let's capitalize. You know, the Eagles will take Debo, get Smith, and then get us a first round pick. Y'all got 2. We'll be fine. Thank you. You're welcome. All in the same sentence. Whatever. All in all, I feel like Debo getting traded today.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned for sure. In the meantime, let's get back down to the meat and potatoes. It is time for the Guru's pick of the day. We'll be back.
Stay tuned.
It's time for the Guru's pick of the day.
Tonight's pick of the day from the Guru is the Phoenix Suns minus 2 points. We look for Phoenix to close out this series tonight. New Orleans, you put up a hell of a fight, but it's over for you. Turn out the lights, party's over. Take everything you can beg, borrow, and steal, and put it on the Phoenix Suns. If you've been following BETMOOR Sports and you have subscribed to the YouTube channel and you've been watching the podcast, you will know that the Guru's pick of the day is actually 4-1 in our 6th, now 7th episode. The only loss was an under that went under by 0.5 point when Charlotte and Atlanta played, and the over and under was 225.5, and it landed right on 225. Me personally, I usually buy all hooks, so if you see a 0.5 point and you got it over, buy the hook. Never take the hook. Always buy the hook, man. But tonight's pick of the day from the Guru is the Phoenix Suns minus 2 points. Take everything you can beg, borrow, and steal, and back Phoenix to close out tonight and cover the spread.
And there you have it. The Guru's pick of the day. You better go with Phoenix, because I know I am. That's for sure. And with that said, listen, I just want to take the time out and thank everybody for watching the BETMOOR Sports Podcast. I also want to take the time out again, and my man Guru is old as dirt now. You know, my man birthday today, Taurus season, live and direct, and you know what that means when I'm involved. Yo. So
I'm gonna get into this YOLO, man. Also, I wanted to say that, man. We lost my brother this week, so I want you to send thoughts of positive energy for my family, man. And I want to say rest in love to my big brother, Marvin Levon Trotman Jr. We're gonna miss you, bro.
Mr. Marv, holla at you. In the meantime,
so I'm gonna take this for the both of us.
Oh yeah, better believe it. Let's go 3. It's all on you. to the guru. There it go. It's the YOLO. Ooh. Ooh. Almost.
Almost take
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
This a rough one, boy. This is actually a half a bottle
A half a bottle.
and one shot glass. We still drinking Remy for them big shots that he put up on Carolina in the national championship. Shout out Remy Martin. Shout out YOLO. If y'all don't know what YOLO mean, is you only live once.
You only live once.
So
And Wallace, every year.
knock the rest of this one on down.
Long as you here, the next
Guru.
year.
Take two.
Ooh. And that's the game. With that said, this YOLO is brought to y'all again by Remy Martin Tercet. Yeah, go to your nearest liquor store and check it out. It ain't brought to you by them, but we brought it to you by them, so whatever. YOLO. In the meantime, hey, take some time out and go to BETMOORSPORTS.com. See us on Facebook, BETMOORSPORTS, Instagram, BETMOORSPORTS, Twitter, BETMOORSPORTS, even
TikTok,
BETMOORSPORTS. So check us out, YouTube, subscribe, like, comment. The more comments, the merrier. We look for it. Give us some feedback. Let us know what you think. Either way, we here for it.
and make sure you follow the actual Bet More Sports Facebook so you can see the free giveaways. Like we gave away a free day for the Guru's birthday, and people cashed in on the baseball, man,
Absolutely.
which is a steal to be able to hit a 4-pick parlay that you didn't pay for.
Yeah.
You know, you didn't even have to subscribe for. So make sure you check out the Facebook page so you can be up on all that Bet More Sports gives away.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And keep in mind that, listen, once we reach 1,000 subscribers, we got a giveaway. So you better be ready.
Giveaway. And we gonna both drink a YOLO.
Ooh, we gonna both drink a YOLO. I'm all for it. We reach 1,000, YOLO, 100%. So with that said, hey, tune in. Coming up next, we got the live stream for draft day. In the meantime, thank y'all again for tuning in to the Bet More Sports Podcast. Again, I'm Avery. I'm your host. My partner, Stephen Chapman Bay, a.k.a.
The Guru, man. Till next time.
Till next time. Peace.